we'll start in Sukhasana, everybody. So go ahead and come seated on your props, on your blankets, or on your blocks, or just on your mat. But cross your legs at your mid shins and look to see that from the outer hips to the outer knees that you're tucking in towards the midline of your body. And then lean over one side to the other. Take the hand upper hamstring, lower buttock, rotate out, draw back. Bring your fingertips outside of your hips to your blanket, your blocks, or your yoga mat. Keep your elbows bent. Take your elbows and extend them out to the sides. Press with your fingertips and lift your side rib cage. Bring your chin so that your chin is parallel to your mat. And you want to really open up the breastbone, open the lungs. Bring the abdominal wall back and your sacrum and your tailbone reach down towards your blankets. Bring your hands together at your heart center. Keep again your chin parallel to your mat. Very tops of your shoulders moving down away from your earlobes. See if you can find passivity here as well as activity. So the breath is full. It's Ujjayi breath, which is audible inhalation, audible exhalation. And as you're inhaling your breath, you want to find your outer rib cage, that space between the ribs with your inhalation. Empty your lungs completely as you exhale the breath. Close your eyes if you hadn't done so. Continue to center yourselves using your breath. I'll chant Om. Join in or you're welcome to just listen. Exhale your breath. Bow your head by bringing your chin to the groove of your neck. Bring your hands down to the very tops of your legs. Center your head. Keep your eyes closed a moment, and with your next exhalation, you can open your eyes and release your hands. I'm going to go ahead and come to the very top edge of the blankets, and I'm going to do a forward fold, but with a little bit of a side angle, moving the left arm to the right. So I'll bring one block right outside of the right leg, take one block in the left hand, move the navel up away from the pubic bone, bring the block straight out in front first. Move the navel again up away from your pubic bone. Once you get your block out, move it over to the right-hand side of your mat, keeping your left front rib cage and your right front rib cage in the same position. So your right elbow bends, you press down with your right fingertips. Keep your weight very even between your two sitting bones and your upper leg. So in other words, guys, don't lean over to your right, but draw your outer left foot down, your outer left hip, and then see if you can rotate your left back rib cage down towards your mat. Look out in front of you on an inhalation and then grip over the block and bring it back towards you. You can then bring that block in the left hand right outside of the left leg. Pick the block up with the right hand. Again, move the block out in front. Notice as you're moving in front, both the front rib cages are lined up with the inner thighs. As you come here, you move the block over. Again, not leaning over, but rather keeping the front and the front rib cage lined up with your mat. Left elbow bends, and you really press down with your left fingertips, guys, and then move your weight over to the right. See if you can get that right shoulder blade to move out towards your fingertips. Use your hand to open the armpit, or in other words, use your hand, press your right hand into your block, and bring your right shoulder blade into your back. Navel moves towards the breastbone. And then grip over the block and bring it back towards you. This next one is pretty difficult, so I'm going to uncross and recross my legs. And then you may need a block or two outside of the right hip. This is a twist. Or if you don't, you'll lean forward, twist to the right, hook the back of the left arm outside of the right leg. Here, like this, guys. Watch. Move your weight over to the left, twist to the right. You can relax the right left arm, maybe grip your mat. Use your right fingertips to help you lift and twist your torso to the right. Okay, so don't lean over. If you need blocks, they will be right outside of your cross leg to the right. You'll bend your left elbow and bring it down against your block. Twist to the right. Again, right fingertips come down, and then you use the fingertips to lift the chest and twist. Great. And then release. Go to the other side. So again, if you need blocks, you can move them over, and what that would look like, again, lift the spine, begin to twist, and again, you want to bring that right elbow, right forearm, even maybe gripping over the blocks with your right fingertips. Left fingertips press down, move your weight to the right, look to the left, or twist to the left. So you want to keep the navel moving up away from the pubic bone and the spine very open. Keep your weight even in your upper right leg as you look to the left. You can also kind of stabilize yourself here by using your right elbow, your right forearm, and then your outer right hip. And then move back to the center. You can exhale to release and come forward. Perfect. Stretch your legs out in front of you. We'll bring our inner feet, base of the big toes together. Come to the edge of the blanket so that the lower buttock flesh is right at the edge of the blanket. Use a strap if you need to come forward. If not, take the arms out again. Move the navel up. So you want to really move the torso out of the waist and then reach forward. Even if you're using a strap, do the same thing. Grab the feet or use the strap. Inhale, lift up, make sure your feet are together, and then exhale, fold. So your elbows go out and up. Draw your front rib cage, back rib cage away from the spine. So spread the abdominals, spread the breastbone. Good. Widen the elbows, bring the chin to the groove of the neck, and the forehead as close to the shins or the knees as you can. Good. Keep your spine moving in and up. And then inhale, stretch up, and exhale to release. Let's see how far we can do. We'll do it again, but let's see how far we can move forward with the arms up first. So you can use a strap if you need to, if you can't grab your feet normally, and then we'll move the strap up. Just watch for a moment. And I'll really use this to get the length. I'm trying to get the length in the side body so that I don't start my fold like this. But I want to move my spine in and up, move the vertebra one away from the other as I reach up. I'm going to reach out and keep that length as if I'm reaching for the wall. Again, I don't want to come here and then all of a sudden I'm here to here. Okay. So I'm going to work through the length of the navel, moving up away from the pubic bone. Keep that, grab the feet, and then refold. Okay. So if you need a strap, grab your strap, extend it out and up. Stay here for a moment, really moving your torso out of your waist. Now, in order to do that, guys, bring weight in your heels, bring weight in your upper leg bones. Move your sacrum in. Here's your sacrum. So move your sacrum in and up. Move your back rib cage in and up. Begin to move forward slowly using your hands, your arms, your fingers. Keep moving forward. Move the spine in, guys, in and up. The spine goes in and up. Wrap the strap around the feet or grab the feet. Inhale, extend up, move your spine in and up, and then exhale, fold. So the elbows again can widen out to the sides as you fold. Great, 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 great. And then inhale, stretch up. And exhale, release. So let's do a spinal twist. And so what I'm going to do again is sit at the edge of the blankets. And we do this particular spinal twist very often, Matsyendrasana. So I'm going to separate the feet just slightly, and I'm at the edge of the blankets. I never want to do this. Always want to bring the spine in and up. I'll bend the left kneecap forward, draw the outer left leg, outer left knee down. I'll lean over, bring the right foot over, so not here, but I want to really use my hands to pull that outer right leg and hip in. I'll draw the right sitting bone down, draw the outer right hip back, and twist. So you'll bend the left knee first, and then the toes, the left toes, kind of line up under your right sit bone, and then lean over to your left, and go ahead and lift your foot up, guys, and then bring your foot to the mat, and then check your 5 right toes that they're forward. A lot of times, though, maybe you're on the outer part of the foot, so rotate the inner foot in. Use your hands to do that. Draw the right outer leg in. Don't twist yet. Draw the right outer leg in. Don't twist yet. Move your spine first in and then up. And then see if you can move your torso closer to that right femur bone. Good. Don't twist yet. Draw the inner foot down, guys. Move the knee, the right knee over to the left a little bit deeper so that the inner right foot is completely against the mat. Now, as you hold the right knee, draw your outer right hip back and down, and then twist. So as you're drawing the outer right leg, outer right hip down and back, that's when you twist. Use that to twist. Again, make sure that the outer right hip is moving down against your yoga mat. Check your foot, and then gaze to the center and release. Perfect. Perfect. So there's a tendency in this one, there's a couple of things that we usually do, and a lot of that is kind of relaxing that foot. The foot is really grounded, you see, because you're using the foot just like in dog pose. In dog pose or uttanasana or any of those poses, I say, use the outer foot, draw the outer foot back. Draw the outer foot, the outer foot. So it has to be grounded, and then it goes back. So, and we'll do the other side. Yes. So watch. One more explanation. Look, there's no way to really move the hip back unless you use the foot. You see? So there is a pulling action from the foot, but also against that knee, drawing down into the mat, and then the spine twist. Okay? So you want to move the spine in. So we'll bend the right knee now, and the right toes end up under the left sit bone. You're at the edge of the blankets. Lean over to your side, and now you'll bring your left foot over. Yep. And then what you'll notice right away for most of us is the foot is relaxed, or it's half grounded, right? It's only half grounded. So go ahead and grab the knee, the outer knee, the knee that's on top, draw it in, use your hands to do that, and then see how far you can draw down onto your inner foot, your inner left foot. Good. So move that. You think about the outer part of your left calf or left shin. See if you can move the outer left shin away from the right thigh. Good. And then move the spine in and up. Move your torso closer. Draw your outer hip down. Drag it behind you. Twist. Remember, think of using that outer left foot. Can you drag with the outer foot? See how that may articulate at the left hip. Great. And then exhale, release. Gaze to the center. Perfecto. And then stretch the legs out. Very good, guys. And we'll do that again, but I think what I'm going to do is start maybe by leaning over, crossing, using my hands to bring the right foot up and over. And I'll see if I can do that same thing. Really draw in and move the torso in. As I do this, see if you can bend the knee, keep the torso in, twist to the right. Again, we want to draw the foot down, pull the outer hip back, and then twist. Okay, so you started a little bit different by bending the right knee first and then bringing the right foot over. And that probably gives you a little bit of a different feeling, right? And then once you get that, kind of stepping down on that right foot, bend the left knee. And you're really kind of using the outer part of your left foot like the pinky side. Draw the knee in, draw the hip back, twist to the right. Good, 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 good. Guys, really drag that outer right hip behind you. Rotate it all the way behind and the back around the across the back of the waist. And then release. Perfect. So I'm saying that here, there's this kind of a dragging here that moves here. Do you see? It goes all the way from the outer foot, outer knee, outer hip, and around the back of the waist. So keep that in mind, okay? So bend the left knee and do this first. And I think this gives me a different feeling. I feel like, look, if you notice when you do it like this without the right knee bent, doesn't your sit bone stay closer to the mat or to the blanket, right? I think when we do this, because this knee is bent, we lean and we may never be able to get that hip back down. But when you just cross over, I think you can move forward, put some weight in that foot, and you feel the grounding of the sit bone. And then bend the knee. And it may be a little bit harder to bend the knee, but keep that weight in that left sitting bone. Draw the hip back. You can hold the knee twist. Remember, you're taking that outer left knee all the way around the back of your waist. Good, 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 good. Perfect. Roll down into the outer hip. Don't let the left sitting bone lift up. Keep it as if you had your right knee straight. And then exhale, release. Very, very good, guys. And go ahead and stretch your legs out. And then let's come over onto our mat so you can move your props out of your way, even your blocks. And for now, and I think we're gonna use our blocks in a dog pose. But before we go to dog pose, go ahead and bring the big toes together and sit. Bring your sits bones down onto your heels. Stretch your arms out. And then bring your forehead down. Let your chin move towards the groove of your neck. Really try to get the length in the side body. And just like every single asana almost, there is an opening. There's a concaving of your upper back between your shoulder blades, meaning your breastbone's moving towards your mat, but also up towards your chin. Keep your arms active. Good. Keep tucking your arms, your outer arms in, your inner arms extend out. So there's always that inner body from the midline moving to the outer body, and the outer body tucking into the midline. And then relax the elbows and just let them rest against the mat. And then, guys, I'm going to come to the hands and the knees. I'm going to do a couple things first. And I'm going to start by separating the big toes, you see, and bringing the heels down. And before I reach back, because I am going to reach back, and then I'm going to come here and walk over to the right with the arms, and I'm going to reach back. And we've done this recently, and then I'll move over and I'll go here. And before we come back down, I think I'll just do a little bit of wrist kind of movement, and that will be just to kind of circle, just like this. Nothing wild and crazy yet. Just wait. And then we'll do, clockwise, and then we'll do counter. I don't want you guys to put too much weight on your joints, though. Do you see? So don't How would that be? Don't hyperextend. If you have hyperextension problems, maybe give a little bend to the elbow and put more of the weight in kind of moving and rotating your wrist. Okay. So come to your hands and knees and your big toes are separated. And then just kneel back, moving your bottom towards your heels. Just stretch. You're not, your bottom shouldn't come to your heels here. You're on your toes, but you'll feel that stretch. And then come back, hands and knees, and walk your hands to the right. And then stretch your bottom down towards your feet, especially your left sitting bone. And then come back, hands and knees, and then go over to the opposite side. Reach back, heels down to the bottom as you're reaching back, heels down to the bottom. You'll reach more with one sitting bone. Come back to the center. Take 10 counterclockwise movements, and you're not moving your arms. You're just kind of rotating your body or moving, kind of in a circle around your wrist. You really should feel your wrist, not your elbows. If you hyperextend, bend the elbows some. Listen, guys, use your hands like you're going to push that mat into the floor. So put some weight in your hands. That's where you get the opening of the wrist with a little bit of weight. Once you've done 10 times in that clockwise or whatever way you started, go the opposite direction in the counterclockwise fashion. Yeah. I think that feels good. Yeah, me too. And then, guys, once you've done that, bring your big toes together and then kind of rest back. And we'll wait for everyone to get done. And in this rest, you can bend the elbows and just rest. Maybe you feel some circulation in the wrist. Nice. And then we're going to come up, guys, and you can just kind of come up and watch. I'm going to move this. And I'm going to just take I'm hands and knees still. It's getting a little intense. Remember, I said earlier, it's nothing crazy. But now I've got the hands separated and I turn the fingers towards me. Just like that. And for now, I'll just kind of lean back a little bit. Don't break your wrist, guys. Please don't break your wrist. Yeah, you can bend your elbows just a little bit if it's kind of hyperextending into your wrist or elbow joint. Bend your elbows a little bit. And you're not leaning all the way back. You're just kind of rocking back gently. And then you'll come forward. And then you'll just rock back gently. Again, if this is bothering your joints, bend your elbows. Very good. And then bring yourselves to center. And then let's turn the fingers out now, out away from each other. And then see if you can get the inner wrist together. The inner parts of your wrist together. And remember, you're touching now. Good. And then you can even give a little bend to the elbows and maybe let the chest come forward, just a slight bend. And then come back tall. Yeah. And then this is the last one that we'll do, because I don't want to make anyone sore. Bring the fingers face you. The pinky fingers are together. So the pinky fingers, the pinky outer hands touch. And then my knees are bent. And I'm just going to kind of walk the knees slowly kind of around the hands. And then see if I can bend the elbows. Oh, my goodness. And then you just kind of let the front rib cage rest on the elbows or on the backs of the arms. It depends on how much flexibility you've got. Nice, guys. And then release. Very good. Very, very good. And you can shake that out, yep, any way that you want. And we'll come back to a child's pose. In this child's pose, go ahead and slowly walk your arms and hands wide. You can do that slowly. And let's really extend the knuckles out towards the top of your mat. See if you can turn the inner eyes of your elbows up and then bring your forehead down. Oh. Look out towards the top of your mat. Come again, hands and knees. Take the feet apart. Turn the toes down. Come into dog pose. See if, and the arms and hands can still be a little wider than normal. But see if you can keep that length in the arms and in the spine. The legs move back. So the legs do walk back. I'll put it this way. If your heels are easily coming against your mat, just kind of bring your legs and your heels back. Good, good, good. A few more seconds. There is this middle of your hamstring, which is the back of your upper leg. See if you can engage that middle hamstring and lift it up, even slightly. Nice, nice. And then come down and rest. And you can rest any way you want. You want to come here and elbows bend back, you can do that. And then go ahead and come up. Let's do another dog pose. Have we only done, is this our second one? Okay. I was going to do it with the block, but what I think I will do is use a strap. So I've got a loop in the strap. And if you don't have a strap, I don't know, I always say this, pretend that you do. Yours is invisible. And then I bring it inside of the thumbs. And I'll bring it right up to the top of the chest, that, and then I'll put it on, and I'm gonna bring it right below the elbows, maybe a little bit too tight. I'm gonna bring it right below the elbows. And I'm gonna really draw out. Remember earlier I said the inner chest extends out, and the outer body and the outer arms go in. So there is always a tucking in of your outer body and an extending out of your inner body. And so I'll come here, really press out. Again, it's right below the elbow joint. And then I'll take the knees up. The head can easily move. And I don't want your feet here. So if your heels are easy here, I want you to walk back until it becomes a challenge to bring your heels to the mat and the head past the strap. Okay, so don't make the strap too tight. And then, Krista, bring it down below the elbow joint. Yeah, it's below the elbow joint, guys. And again, start hands and knees. Start with that inner chest moving out, outer arms tucking in. And then when you lift up, then see if you can keep that extending of your inner chest. Move your head past your strap. Nice, Hannah. That's nice. That's nice. If your legs are really close, guys, go ahead and wiggle your feet back so that it becomes a little bit of a challenge to ground your heels. It becomes some work in your hands. Nice, nice, nice. Now, descend your heels, but also energetically kind of draw your heels away from each other. See if this rotates your upper legs. Move your head. See if your head will go deeper than the strap. Chest goes up towards the strap. Great, 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 great. And then exhale to release. And you can just put your straps away. Maybe just throw them to the side for a moment. And I'm going to do another dog pose, but I think I'm going to go plank to dog because that's kind of your distance for your dog pose. So remember that when you're taking dog pose. So maybe we'll do a little chaturanga since we're here, but I'm going to come hands and knees, and then I'll come up and hopefully I'm in a plank, right? I don't want to come here. You see I'm on my heels. I'm on my toes. I want to push back into my heels. And then I want to try to deepen the weight of my heels until they come grounded. Okay, so let's start in a plank. And wrist and upper arm bones line up. You're on your toes, and guys, really push your heels back. Push your heels back. Hold this plank for a moment, like we were putting that weight in the hands. And then using your hands and your heels, push back to dog pose. Don't move your hands, don't move your arms. Push back to dog pose. And then attempt to ground your heels. Nice, nice. Nice. That's it. Ground your heels. Use those hands. Use those hands just as if we were using them earlier and when we roll the wrist. Press with the heel of your hands. Even lift your fingertips up. See if you can get your fingertips to lift away from your mat. Great, 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 great. And then go ahead and exhale. Perfect, guys. Release. And I really hadn't been doing a lot of, well, I don't know. I'm not going to say that, but I have been doing a lot of chaturanga. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to come hands and knees, and maybe we will get stood up here in a minute. And again, this is tough. This is a tough one for me, but the fingers are spread and I'm even over the wrists, and I want to push into the mat. I'm on my knees. And I'm going to stay on the knees, and I'm going to exhale the breath and bring my side chest right down inside or right between the hands. And then I'll attempt to keep the elbows bent and push myself back into seated. Okay. So how can we think of, draw the abdominal wall back, keep your knees grounded. It actually helps me if I lift like this. Some reason, watch. That moves me from here. You see the movement forward? So it's a little bit easier here. So you can lift the shins too. But here, it's a little bit easier. Don't move the knees. Engage the abdominal and hold your weight. Let your weight hover over your mat. Okay, your knees are bent, your feet are up, your feet are together. Yeah. And then you'll bring your hands down, your elbows start out straight. Now, lift your shins and your feet up, and you'll notice your chest moves forward some. And then bend your elbows to a 90 degrees. Let your chest come right down inside of your elbows. Good. Hold and draw the belly button up, and then push back to your heels. Good. And then rest. Good. This chaturanga is really tough, but can be very beneficial, very helpful for the chest muscles and the strengthening of the chest muscles. We've just got to learn how to do the pose. Yeah. So let's do it two more times. So what I'm going to do is kind of mark my spot and see if that works. So I'm going to come onto my belly, and then I'm going to try to bring those hands back so that they are pretty low. And just do that. Let them be where they end up, and then see how low you can bring them. And then we'll get those elbows tucked in and extend it back. And I'll try to mark where the hands are. And it's going to make a difference, a huge difference. It gets harder when the hands are in the right position so that you're not hyperextending or putting weight in your wrist, okay? So start on your belly. Start on your belly and relax. Relax your lower half of your body. Let your hands be where they start, wherever they fall when you come down, and then move them back as low as you can. And you'll feel, without you doing much, you'll feel the change, right? You feel the tops of the shoulders move away from the ears and the sides of the neck lengthen. Mark the hands and then come back to your hands and knees. So see if you can keep your hands about where they were. Good. It's going to be tougher. Bring the knees together, lift the shins and the feet, Bend the elbows and bring the chest right inside of the inner elbows. Hold, hold. Good. Hold, guys. Shoulders go up and back. Good. And then press your weight back if possible. Nice. And I think I can do this second part. So we'll come down onto the mat again. Hands again go pretty low. Toes down. Heels extend back. And I'll just lift the hips. Okay, and then I'll relax. Okay, so you'll bring your hands low again like we did a moment ago. And this time, instead of coming to the knees, you'll bring the feet together and then push your heels back and lift your hips, just your hips, not your chest, just your hips. Good. And then relax. That's it, Aiden. That's nice. That's wonderful. Last time, let's see if we can come all the way up from the reclined position. So come down on your mat, position your hands, bring your toes down, push your heels back, lift your body, hover. Push your heels back, lift your body, hover, hover. Good, right over the mat and then release. Nice, guys. That's great. And then just move yourselves back into child's pose. I'm going to go ahead and come down, and I'm getting ideas that I didn't have earlier. And this one is kind of tough, I feel like. But I'm going to lie down on the left hip. And really, I want to have my feet against the wall, but I don't. So here's my invisible wall. I'm going to be on the left hip. And when I say on the hip, maybe you bring a block or you bring a little bit of a blanket behind you so that if you roll back, you know it. You see? So you're here. And we'll start like this. We'll start grounded and on the left elbow. And the catch to this is trying to get that space between the outer underarm and your mat closed. And you could probably see that there's space there for me. But I'm going to be on the outer foot and I'm going to take the right leg behind me and come onto my toes. We're trying to bring that right leg right behind the left thigh. And then this, watch, here. And again, I don't want to roll back. Your block will tell you if you do this. You'll say, oh, there's a block there. So that the block is really to remind you to tuck in, you see, and stay very even on the arm. And then we'll go from that and we'll make that attempt. Whoa, to go here. And you guys will have your left foot at the wall. That's helpful. And then we'll see if we can go here, maybe even using a strap. Oh. Or maybe you just stay at that kind of that side tree pose, right? And so lie on your left side, and if you can get your left foot against the wall, you're on your outer left foot and your outer left hip. You're on your outer foot and your outer hip. And then go ahead and bend your left elbow and bring your left hand to your left ear, and then check that that outer armpit is closed to the floor. You can use your fingertips here on your right hand as the way, whatever way you need to, but be on your outer foot. And then make sure your left elbow's bend, your hand is to your ear. Good. And then extend your left arm and lie your ear on your left arm. Straighten your left elbow and just lie your ear there. Great, 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 great. And then again, see that that space at the armpit is close to the mat. And then keep that, but bend the elbow, hand back against the left ear. Bend the right knee, come to your right toes, bring your toes behind your bottom. You've got like a, almost like a tree pose, almost. Stay on your toes, guys, and really press that inner right knee back. Take it back. Ground your outer left foot. That's nice. You can use those right fingertips as well. Nice. See if you can bring that right foot to the inner left thigh. And you can use your hands if you need to. Nice. Nice. Hold that. Again, you're in a almost like you're on a side tree pose. Now, if you can maintain this, the way you maintain this is keep your outer left foot against the mat and your outer left ankle bone spread. See if you can remove your right foot and grab your right toe or right outer foot, extend as much as you can. You can even use a strap. That's it. Stay on that outer hip, guys, and keep tucking the bottom in. Keep tucking your bottom in. Use your left hand, use your outer left arm. Great. And then exhale, release. Nice. Perfect. I couldn't figure out how to do this earlier, but now I know we're like this. Yeah. So you just move over opposite. Now, I think, and you can start out, actually, we should start out here with the elbow straight. And you can stack, also push that right foot and then bend the elbow. Oh my gosh, my arm is so tight. But you're trying to get that outer part of the armpit down, right? And you may notice differences, especially if you know you've got tight shoulders or neck issues or any of that. So now the elbow, right elbow's bent, you're on your right hand, bend your left knee up, take your left toes behind you, really come to your toes like you're tippy toeing, and then see if that helps you open up that hip. So you're opening up the outer hip, tuck the buttocks in. So if you have a block behind you, you're tucking away from that block. Good, 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 good. Now see if you can bring that foot to the inner thigh. So left foot to the inner right thigh, just as if you were doing a tree pose. Good. This one's tough, yeah. Tuck the bottom in and try not to roll over onto your backside. And then see if you can grab the toe or the foot, or maybe you just extend the leg up without grabbing anything. Just see if you can extend the leg up, but stay on the hip, stay on that outer hip. Guys, use your outer foot. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And then bend the knee and release. Okay. Very, very wobbly for all of us because it's a balance pose, right? It's just like, and you did, well, first of all, it's this, except you're on your side. Just watch, it's this, except what? What would be the difference? Is you're on the side. You're rolled over onto your side. It's also this same exact pose. What's the difference? Now you're standing on the foot, but the hip is doing the exact same action. It's the same pose, right? Your body's in a different position. So let's do this. And you can use a strap if you want, if I can even remember how to do this. Let's see. Yeah, because I want to hold the foot. And so we'll come down. And remember, you can use a strap as well. And I'll turn this way. And use a strap if you want, if you need to. I should go the other way, it's my better shoulder. But I'll start here. And then what I'm going to do is kind of lift up, using this leg to lift up in the entire left side and roll over onto my right side. So I'm here, and then maybe I go here. And then I come here. Okay, so, and then back here. So if you need, maybe you use a strap, like you're here, right? And then you do this, the normal supta, two, which is what I said this was. And then you roll over and you use that left leg. Watch, it goes up and you keep rolling until you come onto your elbow and your side hip here. Okay. So try it. Let's start with our right leg up. So lie down and your strap could go to your right foot, or you can hold your right toe. Take your right leg up. Just take the right leg up. Good. Take the right leg up. Using a strap, you can use a loop in the strap, or you can hold the foot or the hand. But take the leg up. And then engage that leg. Bring your thigh bone back. And then exhale, take your right leg to the right. Focus on that left side, not just the right side. Good, 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 good. Keep your leg out to the side. Now, use that leg, lift it up to the ceiling, roll over onto your left side. Left elbow bends, left elbow bends, left elbow, left hand to the left ear. Good, good. Use that top leg. And then exhale, roll back slowly. Come back to Supta 1. Good. We'll do it again since we're here. Let's do it twice. Keep the same leg lifted. Now you're using this leg to help you roll over, remember? So you do have to use the leg, kind of push it up to the ceiling as you're rolling to the side. Take the leg out to the side. We're still on our right leg. Take it out to the right. Good, good. Keep it out to the right. Now use your right leg, kind of push it out and up and roll over onto your left side. Bend your left elbow. See if you can catch yourself on the left side, left elbow. Good, good. And roll back. Good. And then we'll switch. I told you it wasn't crazy way back in the beginning. But yeah, it's kind of a matter of using your body, and in this case, you're really using that leg and arm. You're using the leg and the arm. So take your left side, left leg up, and be in Supta 1 for a moment, just to the body feels Supta 1. Good. And then once you're there in Supta Paningustasana 1, remember your right side is going to become your area that you're going to rest, right? So take the left leg out to the left, but be really prepared to use that outer right foot and outer right leg. Good, 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 good. Now go ahead and roll over and come to the hand. Use the leg to lift you. That's it. That's great. That's great. That's wonderful. Good. And then see if you can roll back with control onto your back. Good. And then just one more time. That's our last time, guys. Take your leg again, left leg out to the left. It stays out to the left, and then you roll over. Use the leg, kind of kick it up. Use the leg, use the arm. Nice. Perfecto. And then exhale, release. Nice, guys. Yeah, it's the leg, it's the hip on the bottom that sometimes can give the most trouble. Okay, guys, this one is going to be difficult for all of us, but I want to do it. So I'm going to take 2 blankets, and you guys take blankets or pillows or whatever you need. And this is a half lotus, so there's a possibility that it can be too much for your knee, depending on your hip flexibility. So what I've done is I've got a couple of blankets, and that's just for comfort. You can use pillows or bigger blankets or anything that you bolster, anything that you would like. And I'm going to start on my right hip. And I'm just going to lie that right side rib, armpit, chest, and actually that feels great. And then I'll just kind of come to the elbow. Do you see that I'm just lying on the side? And we've done this before, so maybe we'll go ahead and just straighten and then do this, go over just to stretch. And then when we come back, I'll bend both of my knees and I'll bring this right foot up so it comes half lotus, right? Just watch for a moment. Half lotus on the right foot. I'm going to hold the foot. Left knee is bent. And then I'll use my hands, I'll lift up and I'll see if I can bring that right top of the right thigh bone to the mat, right knee straight down to the wall. And I'm on the blankets, but I can just kind of roll. You see, so now instead of that outer armpit that I'm trying to close, now I'm trying to close that outer right hip. If you've got a wall, you can extend your left leg, maybe your left toes, touch the wall. Okay, so it's your right hip that you're on, outer right hip, and your blankets come to your side, armpit chest. That's another tight spot for me. And then lie over your blankets. Just lie over your blankets with your right arm extended out. Just kind of lie your right ear there. And you can straighten your knees, one leg on top of the other. And then take your left arm over palm to palm and just let yourself rest there a moment. Don't roll forward, but you're trying to open up. So you're resting on your right side, right arm straight, left arm's over. Head should be kind of lower than the shoulders, yeah? Because you're on that blanket. Good. And then go ahead and release. Now you can bend your right elbow. Your right hand can go to your right ear. Bend your right knee, come into half lotus. You may have to lift your right hip up, take your right kneecap straight down towards the bottom edge of your mat. Everyone bend your left knee, it makes it easier. Bend your left knee. That's it. Bend your left knee. Good. Try to get the foot all the way up to the top of the left leg. And then see, you can even hold the foot. That's it, Amy. You can hold the foot and then see if that right kneecap will point straight down towards the wall. Good. See if you can take any space or arching out of that outer right hip. If you want to straighten your left leg, you can. Your left toes will go to the wall. But the main thing is to open up that right outer hip. Good. And then exhale, release. Perfect, guys. And to release, you just release and roll over onto the other side. Now watch, and I think I showed this, but maybe not clearly. So we did this whole thing, and that's just my thing to kind of see how the head's lower, and you're really kind of, it's almost like a side bend, you see? So letting that outer right rib come in and almost convex my outer left rib here. But listen, guys, when we go to this part, bend both knees. And you may have to even lift your hip up. I do, watch. And then I see if I can come down right at the top or that above the kneecap, you see. So you're on your other side, your bottom tucks in. It's exact same thing as that we did with our straight legs as far as you're on that outer hip. Okay, so try your other side and you go across the blankets. I don't know how we got so far in away from where we started. So go over for a moment and the top arm goes over, your shoulder blades going, and you're just kind of opening that side rib. That's it, guys. Good, 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 good. And then you can release and you bend the bottom knee. The bottom knee now comes into half lotus, so that would be your left side. And then bend your right knee, put your right foot on the mat. That will help as you kind of lift up. Let's see. So Aiden, switch that. Oh, you got both of them. Good for you. We were going there. Good. Bring your bottom in. In, and there's a little bit of a roll forward. Great. That top leg can extend or bottom leg can extend, foot to the wall, but try to open up that outer hip. Nice, 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 nice. Perfecto. And then exhale, release. Very, very good. So I'm going to take these 2 blankets and we will come Supta Padangusthasana. But I'm going to take these 2 blankets down right at my legs like this. And I think I'll even come Sukhasana. See, just like this. And then I'll start with that right leg in and see if I can get a half lotus. Half lotus. And then if I can go deeper, this would be your half. So you may have to go here. But if I can go deeper, I'll lift the legs up, bring the left side into lotus. And then I'll hold the toes and see if I can let the knees come down to the blanket. Just like that, right? So, and then I'll lift up. I'll go back to the Sukhasana. Maybe this is as far as you can go. It does feel great. I don't think we've ever done it like this before. Sukhasana. So you could come Sukhasana and then maybe right leg comes in for half lotus. See if you can draw that outer right knee down to your inner left foot. That's the second step. Maybe you just have to stay in Sukhasana. Don't compromise the knee joint. So come into your best half lotus right leg. Hold the right foot. You can hold with your hand. Then see if you can get that knee down first. That's it, Amy. That's it. Extend your kneecap out towards the top of your mat. Stretch your leg. And you've really got to stretch. So make that outer leg long. Make the right kneecap long. Draw the toes in. Good. If you can come deeper, lift your feet up. Bring your left leg in. The foot goes in front of the right knee. Good. And if not, stay where you are. If not, stay where you are. If you can get both sides, then hold the toes and drop the outer knees to the blankets. Nice, Aiden. And then you guys can exhale, slowly release. Nice. And we will come back into Sukhasana. And you'll switch sides. So now, see if you can get that left leg in, left knee in. Yep. And then let the knee come down first, just doing one side, just trying to establish that opening at the hip flexor and that tucking of your outer hips in. If you can go deeper, try to bring the opposite leg in. That's it. Now, Amy, try to really move that left kneecap in towards your midline. There you go. Perfecto. If you can double leg it, bring the outer knees down. Hold the feet. Great. And then exhale, release. Just stretch your legs out. And they can even go over those blankets if you'd like. Good. Just stretch the legs out for a moment. And then I'm going to bend the knees, put the feet on the blanket, then pull the knees in, roll over to your right, and just come up. And I'm going to do Setu Bandha, but I'm going to move my blankets. You can keep them if you want to come reclined on them. And when I show you what we're going to do, you might think about that. So I've got one blanket for the shoulders. My head's going to be on the mat, and I've got my block for Setu Bandha. And so I get this part established. And then I want to open up the quadriceps and the front of the hips as I come here. And I'll hold this for a moment. But watch, just watch, guys. Eventually, I'm going to say cross the ankles, right? So you would keep your feet here and maybe just cross and then see if you can relax. Or there's another way to do it. Bring the feet up, cross. Maybe see if you can grab the toes. That's where the importance of the blanket comes. Oh, gosh. Here. If you can at all go any deeper, guys, what you will do would be Padmasana. So you'd bring the feet up. This is if you can, only if you can. And you do Padmasana here. And this is a pose. And then I'll interlace, try to keep those shoulders grounded. And I'm just trying to bring those legs maybe parallel. And then I'd bring them up, rest a moment, and then change that cross. So start with on your block with your knees bent and your feet grounded, and that evenness at your hips and your legs, your knees rotating here to here. And if any of that is going to be too much, just keep your knees bent and your feet on the mat. Okay. But if you can go deeper, bring your block your highest level. Knees bent, feet grounded for a few moments. Maybe just really get onto the shoulders, shoulder blades spread. You're keeping the knees bent for now. You're just in Setu Bandha. Yeah, that's it. Even on your inner feet, guys, even on your inner feet. And then really in this pose, the work and the whole action is the chest movement. It's about keeping your shoulders and the backs of your arms grounded, lifting the chest enough to be able to stay grounded on your blanket or on your mat. And then cross your ankles right over left or come into Padmasana, right leg in first. If you've got Padmasana, interlace your fingers around your block. And then see if you can bring your legs parallel. Now, if you've crossed your ankles, maybe you lifted your feet and grabbed your two big toes and then let your feet come down. That's an option. If it's bothering your knees, if you can't hold your toes, just cross your ankles and see if you can relax your knees. There you go. There you go. That's great. Few more seconds here, guys. And then switch. Bring your legs up. You can uncross or whatever, however you're going to do that. And switch the cross of your ankles. Attempt to bring your feet up, hold your feet, and then see how far you can get your legs to reground. Diana, hold your feet. I know you can. Oh, you're not on a block. Never mind. This can be done without a block, too. I'm just not going to show you guys that. Just kidding. So see if you can open up the hips or relax the feet to the mat. Knees are bent, either ankles crossed or Padmasana. Good, good, good. A few more seconds. Keep the tops of the shoulders grounded. Good, 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 good. And then you guys can release and just put your feet on your mat. And I mean, I would think, well, we're not going to do that. But one day we will do where we try to do that with our hands at our back instead of our block. So once you've come grounded, you can move your blanket out of your way by maybe just lifting up and pulling it over the top of your head. And then I'm just going to bring the knees in and hug the knees and any movements here, side to side, kind of moving or rotating on the spine. And then release the knees and take the knees to the left and twist to the right. Just release the back some. And you can also bend your elbows, bring the backs of your arms down, move your left shoulder blade to the left so that they're both spread. And then bring the knees up and take them to the right and twist to the left. And again, you can think about the breastbone remaining lined up to the ceiling. Breastbone being lined up to the ceiling. Sometimes that takes bending the elbows and actually lifting the shoulder blade up and moving it away from the spine. And then go ahead and come back to the center. And then let's pick our inversion, whatever that may be for you. Maybe you want to go legs up the wall for a few moments, or you want to do headstand or handstand. If you can't invert, you can stand and do uttanasana, like this. You can even use a block under the head, or you could even go as far as down dog with the block underneath the forehead. And that's if you cannot invert, but if you can, maybe legs up the wall. Mm. Mm. I see, yeah. If you're in legs up, if you're in legs up the wall, you want to get your bottom in. That would be a goal. Maybe it's not there yet, but eventually the bottom will really ground to the wall, and so will the backs of the legs. If you're in Shirsasana, guys, check your outer wrists. Check that your outer wrists are grounded, that they're drawing down evenly. You need that space along with your forearms and elbows to lift your shoulders from the floor. Headstanders, I'll ask that you relax your legs, and really focus on your outer hands and your arms. Good, good. If you're using a wall, you can put your heels on the wall, and then that gives you some ability to kind of push down to move the shoulders away from the mat. Remember, this is shoulder movement. There should be very little weight in your head and in your neck. When you come down, guys, rest any way you want. So maybe you would like to do a child's pose, or maybe you want to stand up and forward fold. But whatever release that you're using, um, make it one where you can actually relax the neck and the shoulders. The shoulders are doing a lot of the work in headstand. And I think unlike shoulder stand, they're pretty much forced to, or you come caving down on your head, your neck, right? So you're pretty much forced to keep that weight moving up away from the floor. Yes, in a relaxed way. I found that once I started relaxing my legs, I balanced automatically, and it was a lot less stressful. Yes, they move your hips into position without you fighting. Sometimes when we tense, or when we fight, or when we stress, we lose that little bit of passivity that balances you. See, it can't be all active. That's why Mr. Iyengar says passivity and activity must go together in asana. So it's not separate. Your brain has to relax and settle. When you guys have released your neck, guys, we'll just come back down and we'll do our favorite one, which will be Supta Padangusthasana. So if you need your strap, and we kind of did a little bit of it earlier, but we'll do our normal now. So you can use a block. Lately, I've been using a blanket to the outer hip, just that same fold that I use for the back bit. Then I'll come recline and I'll extend the left leg, take the right leg up, and we'll do our normal supta. So try not to bring your leg here, which is what I always do. But if you could see your Zoom box, see if you can get your leg. Right? Doesn't that sound cool? Y'all all have a Zoom box. Sounds like a boom box, right? But isn't that cool? Yeah, if you check your Zoom box, if you can, you may not see it. You may just be listening or looking at me and not yourself. But you'll try to get that leg back so the outer ankle lines up with the outer hip bone. So it's even. There you go. That's nice. And then really straighten right at the top of your knee, kind of at the like the bottom of your quadriceps. See if you can engage that space. Don't worry about the knee, but see what happens if you bring that space right above your kneecap back towards your left foot. Right above the kneecap, it presses towards the left foot. Straighten the leg, activate the foot. See what happens when you activate the foot. Maybe you point, maybe you dorsiflex, maybe you point, but see what happens when you change the position of the foot. Good. Now, hold your strap close to your right foot, turn your right toes to the right, right knee to the right, ground your left hip, right leg goes out. It goes up and over the blanket or the block. Now, think about the pose that we did earlier. And I showed that standing, this is the same, right? Also, we know that this is the same. So that outer left hip has to be just as active as if you were going to do what? As if you were going to roll over onto it. So ground it that much. And then rotate your navel, your belly button to the left. And then bring your right leg up, take the right leg to the left. So you'll switch the hand that holds the strap. Now straighten that right above the kneecap. Press it towards the wall or press it towards the left heel. That's it, Amy. And then if you need more than that, if the knee is not cooperating, give a heavy dorsiflex to your right foot. That will move your leg bone down. Good, good. Compact your hips. Begin to bend that left elbow. Don't roll over onto your left side, but see if you can bring the back of your left arm down onto the mat. Good. And then bring this right leg back to the center. Go ahead and pull it in. Keep your head and shoulders grounded, but draw the right leg in as close to your chest as you can get it. You use both hands. Now move your thigh bone opposite of your chest. Move your femur bone back, right above the kneecap, goes back. Great, and then release. And then we'll switch sides. So I'm saying right above the kneecap because sometimes the knee can be bent like this, right? See that little bit of a bend. And it's not the knee, but it's right here. You can even use your hand and to draw this space back. You see, you're not pressing on your knee. It's right above here. And to kind of bring that into a deeper focus, do that, but then do a dorsiflex, and you'll feel even more how that space right above your knee goes back. Okay, so switch sides. So left foot up, strap around the left heel. Yeah. And I think sometimes, especially when you hear the Iyengar teacher say engage the kneecap or lock, even a lot of the teachers from India and other places say lock the knee. We don't use that terminology too much here because that gives a different, your mind thinks of locking the knee, which is something we've been taught not to do, right? Yeah, it's the muscles that are supporting that knee that you're using. Think about that. So again, right above the kneecap, if you need to touch that space, that's nice, Aiden, then you can do that. But that's how you straighten your knee and engage it. And then activate your foot, turn your left toes left, left knee left, take your left leg out to the left, really ground your right outer hip and move your belly button to the right. Remember, pretend you're going to do that side balance. Pretend you're going to do that side balance. So you would be using that right foot and outer right hip. Think of from the outer hip to the outer foot is your weight. And then move your navel opposite of your foot. Good. Right above, go to right above your kneecap again, your left kneecap, engage. See what that does to the leg. And then bring that left leg up and take it across the body. So you just switch the hand that holds. And remember the space at the bottom of the quadriceps, right where it connects into the kneecap. That's where you engage. Good. Draw the outer left hip down. You can do a deep, deep, deep dorsiflex. You can really draw your 5 left toes back. Good. Good. And then bring the leg back to the center. And then this is where you pull the leg in. You draw it in. Good, 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 good. And then exhale, release. So, and you guys just rest for a moment. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to bend the left knee, put the left foot on the mat, hold the strap, the right leg is extended up. So I'll keep the femur bone moving back, but I'll lift the head and I'll pull this leg in. Now I don't want to do this. There's a difference in this, watch, and this, you see? So you want to really bring that leg bone back and bring your bottom down as you draw in, and I'll keep this lifted, and then I'll extend. And then I'll bring the foot down, I'll bring the head down, and I'll see if I can pull in even deeper. And then I'll bend and release, okay? So you can start with both of your knees bent, and then bring your strap around your right foot. Now you still got your left knee bent and your left foot grounded. And you can use that left foot to move your right thigh bone away from you. So you're lifting your head and your shoulders, and you're pulling that your nose to your knee. But move your femur bone away. Move your femur bone back. Lift, engage your abdominals. Engage, lift the head and shoulders, nose to the knees. Hold this, straighten the left leg, let the left heel hover over the mat. See if you can keep the head and shoulders lifted. With your exhalation, bring your left heel down. Bring your head and shoulders down. Pull your right leg in closer. Good. And then exhale, release. Bend the left knee, left foot on the mat. Release the right foot and switch. So here, again, we're just trying to use the core. We go here and here, you see, and still here. And you let that hover. Once you bring it down, then the head and shoulders come down, the leg goes further, okay? So start with 2 bent knees, and your strap goes to your left foot. Lift your head and shoulders, nose to knee, before you straighten your right leg, nose to knee. Good, good. Lift, lift, lift. Engage the core, move the shoulders up, move the femur bone back. And then with your head and shoulders up, extend your right leg. Let your right heel hover and float over your mat. That's it, that's it. Engage the core. Engage the core. Bring the right heel down. Slowly bring the head and shoulders down, but pull the left leg in closer. Pull your left leg in closer. Move your thigh bone away. Right above that knee goes back. Nice. Nice, 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 nice. Perfecto. And then exhale, release. Excelente. Excelente. And you can just rest on your mat for a moment. And I'll show you one that we'll do next. And then we'll be ready for Shavasana. So, and I've kind of just turned, but I'm going to bend both of my knees into my chest. I'll grab my outer right foot with my left hand. I'll grab my left big toe as my right hand. I'll roll over. You see, I'll bring that right foot down, roll the right hip down, and I'll twist to the right. How did I do that again? Knees up, feet up. Bring the right hand closer. Grab the outer right foot with your left hand. Bring your left foot back. Grab your left toe with your right hand. Straighten your right knee. Keep your left bent. Roll over and go slowly. You're rolling over and you want to try to bring that outer right foot down. Outer hip down. Twist to the right. Maybe you can't hold your left toe and that will be fine. Good. Try to straighten that bottom knee. Not straighten it, but goes towards the bottom of your mat. Good. And then release and switch. Release. Good. And you're saying, well, how do I do that? And maybe you can't do the bottom knee, but you'd go here, left knee, and you'd grab. Now, again, maybe you can't grab this toe. So just maybe straighten that right leg and still go over left leg to the right. You do the same thing without holding this foot. Do you see? But you will try to get that outer foot grounded and your twist to your left, torso twisting to the left. So that's it, Amy. That's it. That's it. Now roll with that. Good, 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 good. Keep your shoulders grounded if you can. Nice, 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 nice. Nice, 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 nice. And then release. Ah, very good, guys. Stretch your legs out. Perfect. Bring your belly button towards your mat. Go ahead and reach your arms up and over your head. See if you get a full body stretch here. See if you can pull your belly button towards your mat. Use your legs and your arms. And then you can exhale, release. Rest any way you want. Prepare any way that you'd like for Shavasana. So once you release, if you want to bend your knees and come up and do legs up the wall, you can. Or if you want to stay as you are and just relax, arms out, palms up. Maybe you want to tie the feet with a strap or use blocks to your outer feet. But make yourselves comfortable for Shavasana. Palms of your hands. If you're on your back, the palms of your hands go up towards the ceiling. And it is the thumb sides of your hands that really rotate onto your mat. Once you get here, you can close your eyes and let yourselves rest. Begin to relax every muscle and every bone in the body. Begin to deepen your breath and slowly move your awareness back into the room. Small movements when you're ready in your fingers and in your toes. You can bend your elbows and bring your hands to your belly or to your heart. Stretch the arms over your head for full body stretch. Move your abdominal wall towards your mat. And with your next exhalation, just release your arms, bring them down to the side body. You can bend your knees one at a time, and your feet can come to your mat, the floor, the wall. When you're ready, bring your knees into your chest. You can hug the knees. From there, any movement, side to side or maybe front to back. And then roll onto your right and hold there in a fetal position. Use your right hand or your right arm to support your head. And then very slowly, again, keeping your eyelids heavy and closed down, bring yourselves to seated. And that can be any seated position that you would like. Hands can come heart center, third eye, or just resting at your legs. And just a few moments in silence to honor the true self, not the body, not the mind, not the intellect, but the true self. The ultimate quest of the entire world is peace. Only in peace do we have joy. Our first and foremost duty is to take care not to let the mind lose its peace. Thank you guys very much. Namaste.